Hello, welcome to this week's edition of The Late Show. I'm this week's host, Malcolm Spurlock, and I'm happy to say we are being joined by Felisa Wiley, who is currently a contestant on the Oxygen Season 2 of The Face. So Felisa, was television always in the grand plan for you?
You know what? I always knew I was going to be on TV one day. I just didn't know it was going to be this soon.
Ah, well, that's awesome. How did you really get connected to The Face?
I went online to watch an episode of the Bad Girls Club, and then up in the little corner, like a little ad popped up, like, fill out this application to be part of Season 2 of The Face. And I was like, okay, I'll just like submit a few photos, fill it out, no big deal. And then they sent me an email saying that I got like a front of the line pass. I was like, okay, sure, I'll go. But then it was actually funny because that same day, I promised a friend of mine in New Jersey that I would go visit her. So I was kind of conflicted as like, should I stay, go to the casting? Will I have enough time to go and visit her? But I went to the casting. I just skipped to the front of the line. The line wrapped around the entire block 3 times. So I got to like skip all of that mess. And then I went in and I got it.
Well, it's just so incredible because we are all such a fan of these shows like Project Runway and America's Next Top Model. So when watching the show, it shocks me every time when I see you because I know you in this setting and you're so sweet and you're nice, but like to see you on the show, like reacting to what everyone else is doing, it's just so awesome. It's really cool, actually. So far we're on episode 3 and I'm loving this show. You have, in the first episode, chosen which team you're going to be on. You have a choice between Ann V and Mrs. Hurst, and of course, Naomi Campbell.
Yep.
And you chose Team Naomi. So tell me what that was like for you, because all 3 judges were really like trying to get after you and trying to have you on their team. And you got like outstandings across the board. So how did that feel?
It was kind of overwhelming. I did not expect that. I remember when we were walking in Bryant Park, it was such like a hot day and I was so sweaty and disgusting. I didn't feel as though I performed my best, but all 3 of them saw potential in me. So when they all raised their books, I knew like it was going to be between Ann V and Naomi, but it's Naomi Campbell, so right. You only have one opportunity to like be on her team, so why not?
I mean, like I called that coming in. I saw like Ann V a little bit with you, but I think it's just such an interesting contrast between you and Naomi, because Naomi from the show is such a go-getter, and she's very strategic, and you're kind of you're very sweet and you're very go with the flow. So do you find that being on her team, I guess so far in the show, that your personalities clashed, or how did that work out?
Our personalities kind of clashed because I'm secretly really competitive, and you don't really get that, but when I'm actually like in the game and determined to get something, I will eventually get it because I'm just that type of person. But our personalities like kind of meshed together. She kind of you need like a little balance. We balance each other.
That's perfect. Do you find that in the show that you learned a lot from her?
I definitely learned a lot from her. She knows the ins and the outs of the business, and now I kind of sort of know a little bit more than I did before.
Interesting. As a judge, she contributed a lot to each challenge, and in the first challenge where you had to do the window display, I saw that you really took initiative and you were the one holding the camera in the photo. Was that your idea or was that Naomi's?
It was neither. It was actually my teammate Afia's idea.
Interesting.
We were all just throwing things out. Hers was the best, so we were just like, let's do it.
Perfect. I saw a lot. Your team seemed very interesting. A little tension so far in the competition.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. Do you care to elaborate?
Sure. We all have such strong personalities. There's Kira. There's Afia, there's Alana, and then there's me, and we are all really talkative. We all have our own ideas and want to do what we want to do.
Right.
So we all together clash. So at first it was really difficult to like kind of sort of balance us out, but then as time went on, we learned or accepted like our flaws, our strengths, and our weaknesses, so we could like kind of take from one another and learn from one another too.
I mean, Naomi Campbell wouldn't put you on the team if you all weren't strong. Yeah. So Was there anyone so far that you found to be really close with in the competition?
The closest person I was with was actually not on my team, Ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. Ray's kind of like a normal girl. She's from Florida, right?
Miami, yes.
Miami. So, I mean, and that's kind of close. I mean, compared to
the others, I guess.
The other states. So, that's pretty fun. I mean, I could totally see that. How did you feel about her hair transformation in the second episode, though?
At first, I was not all for it, but after you warmed up to it, and now I don't see her as being a blonde anymore. It's like, it's Ray, the brunette. I can't see her ever going back to blonde.
Right, because in that first episode, she had that just
long,
like blonde hair.
yeah.
And then I felt like when I first saw the transformation that she was really being like dulled down, that the brown hair, but it seems to be playing out for her so far.
It's working for her.
It really is. And I mean, when I first saw her in the competition, I was a little surprised because she seemed to be not on the same level. She was very new to the modeling business, but she stuck in there. She survived one elimination round so far.
Two of them.
Well, two, but it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
What else can I ask you? So the team worked out very well. How about you as a model? You came in there, you were very strong. Have you ever had coaching before?
I actually did. When I was 14, I took a modeling class because I always wanted to learn how to walk in heels. And then actually like 2 months after I took that class, I was discovered at a pool. And then that summer I signed with an agency. So it's actually kind of funny how that all kind of worked out for me.
I mean, it played so much in the first episode when all three of them said that you had such a strong walk. And I was so proud by that.
Thank you.
Thinking more onto the show, I have to ask, in that one episode, I think it was episode 2 or episode 1, you were drinking something and it looked like wine. So was there drinking on the show? Like,
No.
what was that?
It was root beer. No one was allowed to drink.
So there was no drinking?
No drinking on the show at all.
Okay, I see that.
I swear.
Root beer? Okay.
Root beer, yeah.
I feel that. It was very interesting. I feel that going back to, I guess, Naomi Campbell, of course, this kind of show had a different, where in most shows the judge's word is final, but in this show it seemed that the judges were working with you. They told you their mindset, what they were thinking. They admitted when they made mistakes, for certain, and that they did. So how did you feel the aesthetic was?
For Team Naomi, maybe like the other teams were able to put like their input in, but for Team Naomi, it's kind of sort of, she makes the final decision.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes she even went in there, she knew exactly, and she knew exactly what she wanted. So even if we had ideas, she'd be like, nope, this is what I want you guys, girls to do. So.
She has that aesthetic eye. She's known every single designer, every single hairstylist, and other model that has come in to judge so far in the competition. How is Nigel?
Nigel, that handsome Brit.
He's such a cutie.
He's great. He's such a sweetheart.
Oh, I can see that. Such a fan of Nigel. And in casting, how was he?
What do you mean in casting?
Was he a part of the casting
He
process?
was not. I did
Really?
not. Yeah, the first time I met Nigel was in Bryant Park.
Really? Is that the first time you met all the judges?
Yes, that's the first time all the judges and the contestants met.
Really? So even intermingling with the other contestants. How was the living situation? Because you see that on the show and you never really, the cameras are off for that portion of time.
Thank God. Each team had their own room, so there were 4 beds, and then that's just how it was set up. It's kind of like living in Brown. That's how I kind of equate it to.
Okay.
Like all girls share a bathroom, have to live, have to survive, have a kitchen right there. It's kind of like Brown.
Kind of like Brad. Who was in your room?
In my room, there was Kira, Afia, and Alana, all Team Naomi.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, all of us together.
What a pop that must have been. Thinking more into that, during the show, Kira said some words that weren't too kind, especially about people who are not from the States. How do you feel about that?
Her statement was totally taken out of context. Afia wasn't even there when she made the comment. What she said was, girls who are not American and who are not Caucasian won't win the show, basically saying that she's not going to win And then she wasn't talking about African Americans at all.
Okay.
She was just saying, I'm not going to win this show because I know it has to be American. I know you have to be from the States. So Afia heard African American and can't win, Afia heard not Caucasian and can't win, and she took offense to that. And then Naomi took that and was like, Khadisha, it's about you. And then Khadisha started crying. It was totally blown out of proportion. But the comment was like,
It wasn't,
yeah.
And you knew that the whole time, right?
Yeah, I was just sitting in the back getting my makeup done. I was like, whatever.
Later on in the competition, the girls, I saw that there was a little fight between them, and then you come in, and you're just like, what's going on? And everyone runs away. Was that kind of like scripted? Was any of the show scripted?
The show is not scripted at all. Like, everything that we say, comes from our own thoughts or mind or whatever.
I mean, like, say there's so many shows, and even though they look so unscripted, like Jerseylicious, we know that that's not always the case. And I just find that so interesting. I mean, your show, The Face, seems so natural, just like the relationship between the girls. You seem to be the mediator in a lot of the episodes.
I try to be. Like, I didn't want to like live in a place where there's going to be too much conflict. So I kind of sort of like stayed out of all of that. And then if I felt it was necessary for me to step in, I will step in.
I mean, that was what was so surreal about it, is because in real life we know that you're such a sweetheart, but on the show especially, like, America got to see that, and that's what really like made us proud, our people at Muhlenberg. So we're so happy you stayed true to yourself.
I tried.
And you're so strong. In the first 3 competitions, you did nothing wrong. You had the greatest walk, even in episode 3. When you had all those glasses following your trail, that dress, how was it to walk in that dress?
That dress was actually not the hardest. Sophia had the longest train, but I think I knocked over like 1 or 2 glasses.
Oh, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. It's so hard to walk in dresses with trains though, because you can't like take your hand and like whip it around you.
Right.
You just have to let it flow, and that's what I did. And it just
I mean,
caught
you
up
were
the
so
glasses.
great. Like, your face, it was centered. Like, you showed no reaction to like your train catching all those glasses in it. And then the hair in episode 2, your hair looked so good. Is that still the hair that you received on the show?
No, this is my own, well, not my own hair. I purchased this hair, it's not mine. But no, I took that out. I didn't like it. It was too short for me.
Right.
Even though my natural hair was shorter.
It was very volumized.
Yeah, it was.
A lot going on with that hair.
Took so long to get put in too.
Oof.
I hate sitting for that long.
So what else? So we've talked about your living situation. We've talked about the show. Do you find that with most shows, like Project Runway, the contestants complain about not getting enough sleep, not getting enough to eat during the day? Did you find that was the case, especially on a modeling show?
We actually ate a lot, and I actually got screamed at and from eating, like, every day we had, like, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we had, like, a $15 cap. And I would always like get like a hamburger or a hot dog. And this one girl, she was really trying to watch her weight. Ooh. So I would always be eating the hot dogs and I'd be like, oh, this is so good. Because we ordered from some of the best restaurants in like New York, but that you could get like a $15 hot dog at or whatever. And she would get so pissed at me because she's there like eating her like salad and her fruits and vegetables. And I'm just like, do you want some? So she got pissed at me. And then Naomi one time saw me eating a hot dog, and then Afia was also eating some like potatoes and chicken, and Naomi was like, Afia, give the carbs to Felisa. She could use them more. She could put on some more pounds. I'm like,
oh my.
Yeah. So we ate a lot, or I ate a lot, and the others were jealous.
Well, that's good. Have you spent a lot of time in New York City?
I have. Last summer I was there living for about a month, and then before that I went up for like 2 weeks at a time.
So you're used to it. You're used to the weather. You were used to, I guess, the atmosphere of it. Did you spend a lot of time outside or really in the studio, in the modeling room?
We were inside half the time. On dark days, we were allowed to like go out, but it was like a supervised park visit. It was so annoying.
Did girls really take advantage of that, being able to go out?
Well, we had to all go out at once. Like, it became easier once, can't say that. We all had to. It was like, you couldn't really say no. If like the majority of the girls wanted to go out, you had to go.
And did you ever get homesick? I mean, how much communication did you have with your family back on the island?
No communication. They took away our cell phones, my passport, my credit cards. I had nothing.
while you were gone, I mean, we kept on like looking to see the next time when you were at Facebook, and eventually it came through, and it was like a beacon of light, and we were like, yes, she's alive.
Yeah, we had to stay off social media too.
Oh my God, that must have killed you.
Yeah, it was awful, but I had like my little journals. Like anytime I thought of a good Facebook status, I like just write it down.
And then they all just flooded back after you came home.
Basically.
Did you miss your Netflix account?
I did. We weren't allowed to watch television. So
Not even pre-recorded movies?
Nothing.
You didn't bring anything?
No, we couldn't bring any of that. They didn't want us to take inspiration from something that we didn't already like have.
Not even like the Gilmore Girls DVD collection? No?
Nope. We couldn't have like magazines, no television, no, it was, nope, nothing.
Nope. I'm looking forward to the next and upcoming episodes. Like, is there any sneak peeks that you can tell us?
Well, I could actually tell you what's going to be on this episode. We're shooting a commercial for Alex and Ani.
Yes, I saw that in the coming attractions.
Team Naomi upsets Naomi.
Ugh.
And, I cry in this one.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I feel so bad for you because they keep on replaying that clip of you trying to catch the bag and then like having it hit you in the face. And everyone's reaction to it, even the photographer. So, oh my.
Yeah, Thea was the one throwing that bag. Thanks, girl.
I feel that one. And now you're just wondering, like, I can't even think about it. No, did you take inspiration from the other judges as well?
Not really.
No, I mean, like, they had you just Naomi. I mean, like, her face was on the door. You were getting it all from her.
All from her, yeah. And before I even went on the show, I didn't know who, like, Lydia Hurst or Anne was. We didn't know who the judges were going to be until Bryant Park as well. So it was all a surprise. We didn't know that it was going to be for a hair care product until Bryant Park either.
Exactly.
They kept everything like a secret for us.
How did you feel about doing the nudity?
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so many people on the show, though, had such an issue with it.
Yeah,
it was
I think
very...
half the girls were unsure, like really unsure about it, but like where I grew up, I basically lived in like a bikini, so like just taking it off was like, okay, no problem. I'll shake it for national television, it's okay.
And I mean, it was pretty good. They censored everything. There's nothing like
blurred out.
There was a good blur. And how did you feel about winning every episode? Because it seems so far that Team Naomi is almost unstoppable.
So far, except for the last one.
Except for the last one.
So it's Team Naomi, 2 challenges so far, Team Anne 1, and Team Lydia 0.
Team Lydia 0. Though I am a huge fan of Lydia Hurst. My family has known her family's name for years.
Ugh.
Like, I know there's such a big deal in California, so that was so interesting. I saw that too in the show when they first brought her on. A few of the girls were like, yeah, Lydia, but they didn't really seem to know who she was.
No.
After
no one knew who she was.
After Bryant Park, was there more like information they gave you about each judge?
Kind of. We had to like ask the production crew like, hey, so exactly like where is she from? What does she do? Because they wouldn't really tell us. We can't we had to act as though we did know who they were. Of course, like everyone knew Naomi Campbell, but like
oh my gosh,
Envy and Lydia were like, oh, okay, cool. But then once we started asking them like, what editorials did you do? Then I kind of was able to place like Anne V in some of those like magazines, but Lydia Hurst was like so blank in my head.
Did you ever see the team leaders in a more social setting?
Yes, Naomi woke us up every day. Lydia was always like chatting with her girls, and so was Anne V. And then Team Naomi would also like hang out with Naomi in her dressing room. So there were times when we could hang out with them.
Right. I mean, like that it seems so natural and stuff. That must have been so amazing being woken up by Naomi Campbell.
Got annoying.
Was she like very like
she's
snippety?
Like, no, she's like, wake up, girls, but like I like my sleep.
Oh,
so
right. We all know that.
I don't want to be woken up by anyone, really.
So waking up by Naomi, living with the girls, knowing who these contestants actually were, did you see who impressed you the most in the competition?
Sharon. Sharon is so, I love Sharon. She was like, we called her the abuela of the house because she's the oldest.
Oh, there was like a mom in there.
She was 24. She's like, her and Kira, but like Kira was not really.
I couldn't understand Kira at times. No offense,
they subtitled her. Her Russian is very thick.
It's
her accent.
Thick Russian accent. I was so surprised she didn't go with Anne V for that.
I know everyone was, but oh wow.
Oh,
I'm glad she was on Team Naomi.
I mean, yeah.
But Sharon was such a sweetheart. She was so motherly, and I just love her. And her hair. God, I wanted her hair.
I mean, aside from you, of course, watching the show, I was sad to say my favorite contestant got out the first round.
Isabel?
Oh, she was beautiful. She looked like a model. Those lips, the features, it was very Angelina Jolie. She had a very European look to her.
She's Swiss.
What?
She's Swiss.
Oh, of course. But I feel like she could have gone so far. But of course, Naomi being tactical took her out.
It's actually nice to have like a strategic coach like that. She's eliminating the competition for us. She's making it easier for us.
And did you ever watch her? Did she come prepared with like the makeup on, or did you watch her like straightening her hair, getting the makeup
she came
done?
prepared.
Oh, she
knew it. She knew the lighting. She was like, "Wait, nope, let's start this over. The light's not there. It's not on. I need it on." She knows her stuff.
She knew what each, I guess, judge was hoping for, like what they were marketing to. How did you reap in the benefits from winning all those competitions? Did you get anything from that?
Yes, from the first challenge, I won a gift certificate to Juicy Couture. I actually just went online and got my dress and my romper and like this cute little cell phone case. So,
perfect.
And then the second challenge, we were able to, with the nude shoot, we won a chance to be on the website. So I'm currently on the Frederic Fekkai website.
Oh my God, that picture,
And that's it.
Flawless.
Thank you.
And your smile was so bright in that picture. I saw so much life in you, regardless of what anyone else says.
Thank you.
What do you think, of all your features, which one played the biggest in this modeling show so far?
Of all my legs.
Oh my God, those
My
legs.
legs.
Can you please stand up?
Okay.
Here, I'll stand up next to you to show. Like, beautiful. Oh my God, you're like a twig.
My hips are like right here.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know if you could see, but like, crazy. You're just built to model. Has anyone else in your family ever modeled?
No. Actually, I think I'm the first.
Really?
Yeah, come to think of it.
What were your mom and dad like?
My mom's actually, she's a twig still. She actually never really put on weight until after I was born.
Jealous.
But her legs are actually longer than mine, and she's taller than me. And my dad...
I can't even, how tall is that then?
She's 5'11".
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Okay.
So only an inch, but she still like holds that over me.
Oh.
And then my dad, he's 6'4". He's just regular.
Tall family.
Yeah.
And what was it like for them? You telling them that you're going to the show and just leaving school, like without saying anything to anyone?
Well, my mom always told me that whenever I start something, finish it.
Right.
So I went to all the castings and I got on the show. So I had to continue with it even though I was taking the semester off. But at least I was taking the semester off and actually doing something and not just like sitting around home. My dad didn't really know about it until like 2 days when I told him, by the way, I'm not gonna have my phone for however long I'm on the show.
Oh my.
So I always have to wait to the last moment to tell my dad things because he's gonna freak out and then he's gonna be like, I want all the contact information that I could contact you at and all this other stuff.
Well, that's normal dad stuff.
Normal dad stuff, but my mom, of course, was like worried, sick, but it's okay. I got home safely, I was alive, so.
And outside of, I guess, modeling and stuff, what was your life? I'm just so interested. You're from the island, so what was life like growing up on an island in paradise?
Life was pretty easy. I live 5 minutes away from the beach, so whenever I was bored, I'm like, okay, I'll just go to the beach today. I basically lived there or at a pool. Me and my friends, we would go around every single like hotel and steal towels from it and go back and just like pretend we're hotel guests, so like they can't really tell us anything. And that's basically what we did, steal towels and go to the beach. Do
you find anything significantly different here than there on the island?
Everyone in St. Thomas, they're so friendly and nice. And people at Muhlenberg are kind of, that's what attracted me to the school, is that they were just as nice as the people from back home. But stateside in general, the weather is different, people are different outside of Muhlenberg campus. And I don't know, St. Thomas is more welcoming and open.
Do a lot of models come? Do you have like was it a big deal for St. Thomas that you came onto this show?
It actually is a big deal because we aren't really represented. A lot of people don't even know about us. They're like, oh, St. Thomas Pennsylvania, because there actually is a St. Thomas, Pennsylvania.
That's so funny.
And I think there's also St. Thomas, Canada somewhere too, I think. But a lot of people don't really know about us because we're just like a little tiny dot on the map. So we're not really represented in media, so it's nice for them to have someone show the positive aspects of the island.
There haven't really been past celebrity. So
No.
you're the first local celebrity from St. Thomas, really, in a while.
I wouldn't call myself a celebrity, but I'm the first the native to be on television.
Well,
in a
you're
while.
certainly a Muhlenberg local celebrity, let me tell you. How has it been being back since the show?
It's been really nice. Everyone has been really welcoming. I missed all my friends.
I know.
I miss them so much. Not being able to text them was so hard and difficult.
You're here one day, gone the next.
Yeah.
Wind up on TV a few months later. Do you find that nothing's really changed, or?
People are nicer to me.
Oh, well, of course.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Is it weird to see yourself on TV? I know you've been posting so much about the face. You remind me every time to tune in.
Yeah. It was weird at first, and then the nude episode was weird, but it kind of sort of, I'm actually happy the nude episode was the second one.
Yeah.
So it kind of sort of, everything's going to be, it's like I've
You've
gotten
got
over it. Yeah, it's out of the way, and
it's
fine now.
It's going to be better.
Yeah.
Do you still stay in contact with the girls in the show?
I do. I stay in contact with most of them.
Is there anyone in particular?
Mainly like Ray, Alana, and Kara.
Oh, I can totally see that. And thinking further into the show, is there any future in TV? Do you think you're going to do another one of these?
Another reality TV show?
Another reality TV show. Season 3 of The Face, maybe?
If it was an all-star?
An all-star edition?
Maybe. But I'll give it a few more years before I subject myself to that kind of.
And do you have any projects lined up for the future, really?
For the future, not really. This summer, I'll either be going to castings in LA or New York, so it's really up to my agency, wherever they send me. Like you said, I go with the flow. Wherever they put me, I'll just do it.
Do you find that, have you had the same agent all these years?
Yep, I've been signed since I was 15 with the same group.
Same group. And is that located here or back at St. Thomas?
I'm with Next in New York and LA, and then I'm with Ginny Edwards Development in Tennessee. I think she changed the name, I'm not sure.
Okay. And they were okay with you going on the show?
They didn't even know I went to the casting. It was like totally a spur of the moment kind of thing. So like I kind of forgot to text. I'm supposed to let them know like everything that I'm doing, but like I forgot. And then they were like, just don't embarrass us. I'm like, okay, I'll try not to.
And one last question, because I know we're running out of time. How do you feel changed at all? Do you feel like your modeling's improved? How has the show changed you?
My modeling's improved like a little bit. Like what I kind of went in there, like I kind of came out with, maybe a stronger head.
I feel the same way about college.
But I'm more confident in myself and in my abilities, and I've calmed down a lot since, like before. Like, okay, compare freshman year me to like me now.
Right.
Like, I feel like it's a completely different person. I don't know. I have higher standards in just life, basically, in general, if that makes any sense at all.
Perfect answer. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We have an episode of The Face tonight, actually. So make sure you watch that. That's all we have for today. I'm Malcolm Spurlock.
And I'm Felisa Wiley.
Thank you so much. I'm joined today by Felisa Wiley.
Feli who?
Unlucky.